350 billion. Mama Yariga's case. Yeah. Achimota of Anko Road. When we were living, we gave the contract to a tune of 350 million cedis. 350 million, yes, I remember. And then when these people, no, it was 43 million Ghana cedis. 43 million Ghana cedis. I remember very well. Because the very day His Excellency, the Vice President at then, John Dramani Mahama, went over there to really stay some kind of comical relief over there. Because they had not even finished. But he went there and said, we have really commissioned the road. He went there with the road minister. It was there that the road minister said that MPP had, gave the contract to a tune of 43 million Ghana cedis. They came and then increased it to 135.5 million Ghana cedis.
That was
additional this thing. Meanwhile, upon consultation or investigations or checks, we realized that there wasn't any modification to the specification. The same old plan. Do you expect to go to develop in the face of such situations? Let's go to the health insurance. It's even an eyesore. Which sector under NDC are you going to talk about? And we are assuring our listeners that we are going to trace the source of corruption from NDC 1, 2, 3 to today. So that people will get a wider picture into who NDC, because who NDC people are. Because one of the ways we can also endorse or cement this kind of social canker is when we keep silent, or we just look down upon it, or we just poo-poo it. So we are going to go that way. In the first place, let's deal with the current issue. Martin Amidou's issue. Yes, the other time I said that Martin Amidou has become an embodiment of inspiration for the posterity and to this generation.
I agree with you.
Yes. And then one particular thing I've also...
a debt of gratitude.
Yes. One particular thing I've also learned from Martin Amidou is that in spite of the cacophonic voice, in spite of their numerical strain, you stand still, be distinct. Eventually, you are going to be rewarded. When this man realized that the way these people were pushing our country, if care is not taken, the allegation they raised was that this man didn't show respect because he didn't compromise in looting the nation, and he didn't compromise or accepting their fiendish plot. So they singled him out and they really gave him the boot. And today I wonder, the other time I said it, and I'm repeating it today, that majority of these NDC guys, their conscience is there. Do you recall? Their rented press, in particular reference to the informer, they came out and said that this man deserved to be sacked because he's lazy. Why is it that Attorney General was not going to court and castigated, chastised this man, insulted him, all sort of things? They had forgotten that in 1999, Martin Amidou was the running mate.
Yeah.
They had forgotten that when Professor Mills, after he had really nominated him, had a press conference and said that he didn't find it even difficult at all because he knows the sort of the composition of Martin Amidou. Yet in the twinkling of an eye, they had forgotten all these things. It reminds me of an extract I had from Chaucer's book. Clark's Tale? That these people, they are fickle-minded, they are skittish, and whoever trusts their opinion, that person is not wise. So it is. And today, a letter that came from Deputy Attorney General, a doctor of law, claiming that they really assisted him. That's it. In fact, it exposes them.
We will come there.
It exposes them.
We will peruse.
Well, then let me hold my breath here.
We'll come to all that. Let me bring in Eugene. What are your opening comments?
Yeah, thank you, my friend, and good evening to your viewers. Only recently, it was June 4th, and we heard President Rawlings talk about this corruption, probity, and accountability and stuff like that. If you go back to history, the foundation of the NDC, PNDC through to NDC, the people who suffered because of, the perceived corruption that they were engaged in, the industries that were seized because people were wrongfully accused of not paying their taxes, the jobs that were lost. and you look at the party today, you wonder where we've gone. It seems as if whenever we go, we move up. As soon as the NDC takes over the reins of government, we come back to square one. President Rawlings, after presiding over PNDC and then NDC, and trying to fight corruption ceaselessly, he realized that even though he had good intentions to fight corruption, he could not, or he was failing to formulate policies and programs to curb that. So when the Queen came to Ghana, he called on her assistants to help fight corruption in Ghana. Let me jump to the era of President John Dramani Mahama and then look at this recent Supreme Court judgment about this Waterville.
That will be from His Excellency the late President Atta Mills to John Mahama.
Oh yes, from Atta Mills to Mahama. But you see, now it has been established that the late President Mills, may he so rest in peace, was an invalid. He was ill. President Rawlings has come out to state factually that he worked for few hours in a week. You get my point? By and large, His Excellency, at that time, Vice President John Dramani Mahama, was chairman of the Economic Management Team. This team includes the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, now Vice President Emisata, Minister of Finance, Kwabena Dufo, Ghana Revenue Authority, National Security. And a body like that cannot meet and discuss national economic issues without knowing that amounts like 52 million Ghana cedis, 47 million euros and stuff are going out of our nation's coffers.
They have budgeted for it. It was in the budget.
No.
Judgment debts.
Judgment debts, but well...
They presume that people will take them to court and they'll lose those cases.
Exactly. So you intentionally plant some dubious something into the budget, knowing very well that you're not contested. You go in, you lose, the money comes, and then people share. That is what was happening. Look, recently, our doctors went on strike because of a paltry amount of 10 million Ghana cedis. People lost their lives. And an amount of 52 million Ghana cedis was leaving our covers. President John Mahama cannot detach himself from this dubious judgment that issue. He is in deep to the truth. And that includes, and you see, let me go further. It seems as if, in a subtle way, this president condones corruption while voicing sentiments as if that is against it. He is the leader of the NDC. The first deputy speaker is a member of the NDC. The President Mahama cannot say he did not have any say in the appointment or selection or whatever of Patinodru as that. Alex Segbefia is always at the Supreme Court wearing his gun and his babe. He's a lawyer, but he was very vocal in defending the payments to Woyome. At a time when the Woyome himself was saying that he did not have any contract with government. On what basis would a lawyer, if he did not have any personal interest, want to justify such a claim? We are grateful to Martin Amidu for this, that the Supreme Court has been able to state that Waterville did not have a contract with government. We are hoping that good things will come out of Woyome's case, even though it doesn't seem government is interested in prosecuting the matter.
Indeed, last week, something great happened to country Ghana, where a judgment was given to the effect that a judgment debt that was given to Waterville should be refunded back to the state of Ghana. It was landmark, unprecedented, that one man on his own was able to fight tooth and nail to retrieve back something wrongly that has been given to people who didn't deserve it. Indeed, in the ruling of Supreme Court Justice Jones Doche, he contended that there was a conspiracy to create loot and share. And indeed, if you look at the conspiracy, it lies between Ostro Invest, Waterville, and Alfred Woyomi. Indeed, in the judgment, Waterville is supposed to cough back over $40 million to the people of Ghana. Now, Yawaduma Kubefi,
Senior,
if you look at the judgment that was given in this whole saga of judgment debts, what does it say to you? Is it a matter that smacks of corruption, stinks badly, per the ruling that was given by Jones Doche.
Right. Before I really get back to your question, my brother said something that I beg to differ, because in a way he was using some kind of praises on Rawlings that Rawlings fought relentlessly, tirelessly. I should have also kept mute on that. But based on what he was doing on the June 4th recently, there are certain things we need to let...
I was saying that as a human being, he might have had good intentions.
He didn't even have.
He might.
Never.
He has his people.
My brother, I'm coming. If you allow me, at the end of it all. He never.
That is what he says.
Unlike
exactly. So give him that benefit of the doubt.
No.
That's corruption.
But we know
that is the lot of these people. Let me give you some instances. His children's education. As I said, I didn't want even to go there. But for this man to even accuse us, his children's education, do you know how they were financed? My brother.
He says friends.
I remember in 1995, P.V. Obeng, Ibrahim Adams, Ajay Mafo, and this McKenna Oso, when Shrag found them culpable of malfeasance, Rawlings covered them with white paper. The Wisconsin issue, when they were giving $160,000 to Austin Gami to finance this thing. And above all, until Wyoming's case, the most scandalous issue was that of cotton. All these things happen at the Rawlings. And above all, go to Cantonment, go to Ajirigano, North Legon, go to West Legon. All the lands over there were shared among themselves, the Ahoys and the Rawlingses. Yet in the face of that, they came out. I have this little paper. Over 300 state enterprises were sold under Rawlings, my brother. So in no way should we praise Rawlings.
Carry them.
Above all, let me mention some of them. Ghana, Gassel Esuchari factory. Esuchari factory. Gihog glass factory. Meat marketing board. Prestige gold mines, goldfields. Willowbrook Ghana Limited. Gihog brick and tire. Automotive transport services. Tema Shipyard and Dry Dock Corporation. State Oil Palm Plantation, Gasu, Gihog Palugu, and many more. So here is a man, my brother. I understand you. You were trying to be very mean and lenient. But he's such a man that you can't contain him. Let us go there, so that people will know the genesis of it. But for time, I should have really enumerated a lot of them. But let us go to the current issue. My brother, you see, these people are out there saying that, oh, the contract was given to them by MPP. Who gave the contract? In the first place, who gave the contract? Let's even assume that the contract was given. Why is it that Joe Gatti wrote a letter to them that they didn't have any contract with them? I think our listeners are aware of that. So if really these people know that they had a genuine case, why is it that in MPP's time that they claimed that they were given the contract, they didn't tender their petition or whatever they wanted to? So it is, as Justice Doche said, they really created the enabling environment to fuel the corruption. You understand it? To create the enabling environment to loot and to share. And they have done that. I listened to Mutala also. Mutala, and as usual, was just making a noise. MPP pay this, MPP pay this. When we gave the contract, when these people really met us, what we did was that we had this preliminary base that you should satisfy all these conditions. Failure to do so, the contract is going to be abrogated.
Exactly.
And they failed. We realized that the CAN 2008 was fast approaching. And these people had not even been able to certify just one of them. But before that, they had really moved their equipment, their accoutrement to the field. So we said that in order not to really exploit you, the little you've done, take it and go. And we paid for that. And knowing that we have the legal luminaries,
indeed,
the sort of people who don't compromise.
Jogate wrote to them, telling them that the money had been given to Micheletti and Konsa, and therefore they should go and pick their money, which they acknowledged that they did. So to have come back and brought fictitious documents to the court and demand for money is most amazing.
You had the deputy chief of staff defending them.
And you have the whole deputy AG telling the people of Ghana that we don't have a case.
Even between them, between the Attorney General and the Finance Ministry, I understand. Even Kwabena Dufo Aden issued some document or instructions to them that their money should not be paid. Somewhere along the line, he did it. Even amongst themselves or between themselves.
But Betty Mood,
there wasn't
the AG then kept, sending letters impressing upon that the money be paid.
They were satisfying. They wanted to butter their bread, so they pushed it through. And knowing that these are the sort of people that we can easily take solace out of them, they pushed it there and they succeeded. And when Martin Amidou single-handedly decided, no, we shouldn't compromise. We need men of integrity today to stand for our country. Look at what happened to him.
They sacked him.
And what was even worse was that they insulted him. They really insulted, castigated this man. And today, my brothers, if you are listening to me, you should bury your head in shame. If you are listening to me, you should bury your head in shame. They are moving how we heard.
Yeah, sometimes
we really did some kind of research for the man. Oh, so the whole ministry has now become a research center.
Sometimes
and if you are really interested in this man's work, why then should we give him the sack?
Yeah.
That is the kind of this thing people are asking. Betty Moedrusu, Ebobati Odro, somebody who really went out, a deputy attorney general, that Ghana doesn't have any case in that. And then they deserve to pay that man. That if he had not paid that,
saved us money by paying those judgment debts.
You understand it? He took his portion and went out there. When we went to Cape Coast, you remember we went to his area.
Yes, I
His
remember.
child, about 19 years old, he was driving V8.
Yeah.
Because the father then was fabulously rich.
Yeah.
And as typical of NDC, I'm not saying all of them. We have some of men of God within and men of
good men,
good women
men
and
with integrity.
Yes, but they are few.
The likes of
but
Martin
one
Amidou.
interesting thing about NDC is that those people of such character are always rewarded. Today, Ebobati Odro has become deputy speaker.
I see it as an elevation.
It's an elevation. He has been promoted.
An endorsement of corruption.
Yes, then you are moved into the August House of Parliament, which is the supreme lawmaking body for Ghana. Then you are
and interestingly, he was even chairman of the vetting committee. So if a chief is vetting these people. So eventually, these people have also gone through the hands of a chief. It's just like Ben Kumbuo.
Yeah.
The then interior minister went and shot his own vehicle and came out and reported that he had been attacked by armed robbers. Yeah. Today he's the majority leader. So if the leader is leading. So no wonder. John Mama himself, we are in this country. You took 250 people to Cuba. In terms of medicine, theirs is of lesser importance to ours. And the cost to ours is cheaper. Let's even look at the composition. The people who were sent to the place. Did they cut across?
No.
The Amajaro issue. 3 companies were banned. You went to London and you went and dined and wine with them. You came and lifted it. Why? By their free shall know them. We know that is it the contract? What is it? The STS.
Yes, housing deal.
Housing deal. So even if the leader himself, his sons are tainted, how does he have the moral will to really command the subordinates? So in contrast, when we came, leadership by example, and I'm always proud to be a member of MPP. Dwajekum Kufuor African Peer Review Mechanism was the first African leader to have subjected himself to. And it's so interesting that with all the noise that they were making, to date, not even a single minister in administration has been incarcerated. Not even a single. Or a functionary has been incarcerated.
And we introduced a lot of reforms that...
I'm coming to that point. But when we said that these people were corrupt, and we came in 2000, at least if not anything at all, Kwame Pipra, Victor Salome, Ibrahim Adams, and Sepayanki. They were Dana Dakpi. They should tell us. I tell them. And Chachichikata. Yes, the lead cancer. You see, all these people were jailed based on law and based on facts. Not even an ant in MPP have these people been able to jail. And as we are speaking now, thousands of them, they are shivering. These people, they don't know what they should do, because they know that should the worst happens to them, and of course it is imminent. It's definitely going to happen to them. They know most of them are going to find their teeth over there. I am not saying so, but their actions and inactions, their attitudes really point towards that. Let me go through some of the few things within 4 or 5 years under Mers Mama Emisa administration. You remember Muntaka's issue?
Yes, the Chinchinga Pampers.
The Chinchinga Pampers issue. Yet what happened? The president said that what happened was an indiscretion.
Yes.
The very person these people touted as being even more pious than Jesus Christ. He was even endorsing it. You remember one of the days when Professor Mills held a press conference at the castle, and the journalists met over there. Kwame Sifakain, to be precise, asked him that when you were coming, you made a provision in your manifesto about the declaration of asset. What has happened? You recall how cheeky and pushy the then president was, Professor Mills. Go and ask them. To date, not even one has been able to do that. Ama Benuado's issue with Alote Jacobs, they were on air and they were fighting. Oh, you have given it just 2 contracts. They create the enabling environment and they loot and they share. You remember, within 2-3 years, NDC came and they have spent over $20 million on their office. $20 million. Meanwhile, how much work have these people been able to create as compared to us? The kind of work we created within 8 years. When we came, there wasn't any money. Spio Gabriel said it, Rollins re-echoed it, that there wasn't any money for us to. Yet out of dent work, out of pragmatic policies, you were able to create work, if not anything at all. The oil. For 20 years, Tatu and Co. weren't able to. And the very day we were able to discover it, and we sent it to the Parliament House.
They said it was pumpkin.
The then minister, the immediate past minister for education, Lee Okran, and Nama Benuado, what did they say?
That it was pumpkin.
It was Ajongo. And lest I forget, the history is that any time that the UP, Dankwa Buzia Dombo tradition comes, nothing but blessings really happen to us. It was in Buzia's time that we discovered oil in Sopon.
Yes.
As soon as Buzia was overthrown, what we saw was that, bam. Then we came, 2007 Jubilee year. They should go and read the significance of the Jubilee year. God blessed us because our leaders were really open-hearted. They were level-headed and they were men of God. So God blessed us. Today, what has happened to the oil? If it didn't do anything, within 8 years, from Nkrumah's time to MPP's time, the total debt was 9 something billion dollars.
Yeah.
And then from Mers Mama Emisa, it's now hovering around 40 billion
dollars.
So let us take stock of the wealth we were able to create. The school feeding, the health insurance, the metro mass transport, the youth employment, the mass praying exercise, and many more. The Jubilee House, the Pediasi Lodge. Let us look at the roads. The Ofanko Road. In those days, I remember, when we were coming from Kumasi in those days, at Isawam alone, you will spend over 2 hours.
Yeah.
What has happened to it? Alaju Road, the gutters. Go to Aflao Road. Go to Cape Coast Road. Go to Abri Road. And let us look at the schools. Go to Legon.
Yeah.
The infrastructure development. And it wasn't limited to that place alone. Go to KNUS, go to Kivas. Go to Accra Polytechnic. Go to Kumasi Polytechnic. Go to Tamale. Let us talk of the medical schools. Tamale Campus, Medical School, the UDS. It was MPP.
Exactly.
We built it.
In fact, my campus at
Wa Campus, we built it. We built Wa and Tamale Campus.
Yeah.
And we also sent medical school to Cape Coast. In addition, the first time in the history of this country, we built the postgraduate medical school, the College of Surgeons and Physicians. Yet we had not discovered oil. The little we came to meet, God blessed us because we had men of honesty, including Adodanko Akufo-Addo, led by John Jacob Kufuor.
And we're able to
look at the defense ministry.
Judicious use of it.
Look at 37 military hospital.
Let me
look at Konfanochi Hospital. Look at Kolebu Hospital. And many more.
Yes, let me catch you here. Viewers, we'll take a break at this moment. We'll be back soon. Don't go away. Welcome back. We are discussing corruption and the NDC. Indeed, there hasn't been any administration in this country where corruption has been extremely pervasive like the NDC administration, especially the NDC 3, where a monster was created called judgment debt. Indeed, it became a cash cow for milking the state. Ghana lost so much money in the name of judgment debts. Alfred Woyomi took 51 million Ghana cedis. Rockshell took $25 million. Waterville, 40 million euros, and so on and so forth. Some of the people who took judgment debts cannot even be traced today. And one cannot help but imagine where all these monies have passed. If the monies were available, I'm sure that they could have been used for a lot of developmental projects in this country that would benefit myriads of Ghanaians who are poor. But as it stands, it's been put to total waste. We are discussing the issues of judgment debts. I'll go back to my panelists and we'll delve deep into the Waterville Woyomi issue. Now, Eugene, Woyomi became a topical issue run up to the elections. It died down. All of a sudden, it's resurrecting. Okay. What import does it, carry?
Oh. It tells me something very simple. Criminals will run, but if they'll eventually be caught, they'll try their best to hide, but they'll eventually be found out. I mean, from the onset, it was so obvious, even to the lay person, that this was an activity intentionally crafted by some people to, dissipate our resources. And look, my brother, let me tell you something. Every day of the week, all Ghanaians, 24 hours in a day, we pay taxes.
Exactly.
Directly or indirectly to one person, President John Dramani Mahama, to provide our needs, to build schools, to help us have access to food, clothing, and shelter. You need to see some people struggling for coins. You need to see some people walking long distances because they have to go to school.
Eugene,
and
in the course of the campaign, traveling around Ghana, there are places when you get to, you get distraught. You can't believe that it's part of Ghana.
It's part of Ghana. You remember this 1,700 schools that they started saying they had built from about 2010? When they were asked to submit a list, and why did we ask them to submit a list? Because it is our money, and you are using it to benefit us. So we ask you, what have you used the money for? You say it's to build 1,700 schools. Give us a list. Then you bring a list of 600 schools. And even that, it includes schools which year lock and doors have been changed.
And some, they just cut the trees.
Sometimes, it is very heartening when you see a president keen on defending the indefensible. You investing $7.5 million for guinea fowls as a way of enriching.
15 million.
Is Ghana cities? Yes. Is this really a priority?
Well, I confirm. We are told it's a delicacy.
Trees. Only recently, the president came from Japan waving a white handkerchief that he's going to secure monies that because of HIPAC, when Japan had decided to suspend. Today we are back on our feet. We say we are back on our feet. We have discovered oil. The private sector is thriving. And this is the time we are going back for the money from Japan. We don't need money from any place. Our people work hard. They contribute monies. All we ask President John Mahama is for him to use the money judiciously. Sometimes it is very difficult.
The NDC 3 administration is the luckiest of all administrations in Ghana. At the time they assumed power, gold prices were at its peak.
Yeah.
All-time peak. Gold prices.
Cocoa price. They have always told us that they are waiting for $3 billion to solve all our problems. What they've never told us, if you go by the budget statement of 2012, what they never told us that every year since 2009, the monies they borrowed, if you convert to dollars, was equivalent to $3 billion. In other words, every year the NDC government, President Mahama, borrowed $3 billion to sort out or to solve or to address the problems confronting Ghanaians. And it's never saw the light of day. You see, President Mahama, as he is right now, can never be able to tackle the corruption in this country. He hasn't got the testicular fortitude to do that. His brother is already neck deep in this merchant bank thing, which has been ring-fenced by monies by our pensioners. In what way is he going to try to...
What is really striking me is why would the president appoint people very close to him who are neck deep in this monster of judgment debt? If you look at somebody like Barton Odro, being uplifted from deputy minister status to second deputy speaker of parliament, you look at the current AG, Marietta, who is a lawyer
and then his personal lawyer
to Austro Invest, together with Tony Lita, who today stands in as counsel for the president in court. It strikes me.
Let me say something briefly. It is one of two things, or both. Either President Mahama is a beneficiary of these judgment debt payments, or he's incompetent. He has to choose one.
And these lawyers have been referred to the General Legal Council because they have acted against the interest of the state. Because if you look at one of the principal duties of a lawyer is that you do not act against the interest of the state, which these people did, because they go, defending the interest of Austro Invest, which didn't have any contract with the Republic of Ghana. And these lawyers knew exactly well that the documents they were presenting were fictitious.
Yes. And I'm saying that even lay persons are able to see that this was a fraudulent deal from day one.
So why is the president associating himself with these charlatans?
We have to think that he's a beneficiary.
Birds of a feather. Birds of a feather. So they fly together. And there's this saying that if you live in a glass house, you shouldn't throw stones. So already he's in the glass house. If not anything at all, I've cited about 3 instances where this government, this president, John Mahama, His Excellency John Mahama himself, personally was involved. So how does he have the moral courage to really instruct his people where you are accused? So he's always sitting on tenterhooks. He's afraid because if he makes the noise, he's going to be blown out. That is why we need leaders whose record, particularly in terms of corruption, is impeccable.
And tainted.
And such people, we can only be a few. The likes of Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and George Kufuor, they are few.
Professional politicians.
Yes. They know. They have calculated the needs of the country. And they have also viewed the resources of the country. So they are very careful. They have a refined and polished and God-fearing mind to really manage our resources. But if you have people like John Mahama and his people, the subordinates,
who have this intent of really creating the corrupt atmosphere so that they will loot and share. That is the trouble we are going to go through.
Before you continue, let me announce our phone line. Let's get interactive. Get on the phone and be part of the show. The number to call is 030-2211-70124. That is 030-2211-702-703-704. You can call into the show and let's get your mind on these murky issues that I have Abdullah on the line. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. How are you?
I'm fine.
Well,
I'm very happy to get connected to this program.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And about this, our presidency, Nana Akufo-Addo is the best man to lead this our country. He's uncorrupt, and that he knows the benefits of these Ghanaian people. Why should we deny him, a man who is fighting for us for that long time up to now? And then the time is his, and then you are now denying him.
Okay.
Like what Afarijan
Thank
has
you.
just done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Baron from Takoradi.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. You're welcome to the program.
Oh, thanks a lot. Please, may I know your name first before I go ahead with my contribution? Where is Nana Damwa, my friend?
He's lost his voice.
Okay. In fact, I like your input. In fact, I believe that you should be working together. At times, you should be coming because your input is much welcoming. So what I want to say, in fact, the Martin Amidu, in fact, what he has done, this man should be reinstated. He should be given.
I think so too.
So if not at all, in fact, we the NPP, we believe that if when we come, something must be given to him to be able to.
Okay. Thank you very much. Ilyasu from Tamale. Yes.
Good evening, my brother.
Good evening, my brother.
Thank you very much for having me.
Lawyer sends his greetings.
Lawyer, how is it? It's been a while. You don't accept your brother. Thank you very much for having me on the wonderful show. For me, this was a man who stated categorically on PCSM that he had no contract with government then. So it was on what basis was he paid those monies? What documentation, did Madame Betty Mould, then Attorney General, cited to have prompted her to order the finance ministry to pay those money, those fraudulent claims, my brother? Sometimes when you look at these things, you don't even know where to put your head.
Indeed.
Today, when I heard Woyomi's write-ups in the media, there's a saying in Twitter, what it is coming, it is doing. You realize that he keeps shifting the goalposts. Now, you can tell that the man is about sinking. He is sinking. And you go down the beach. Master, it is shameful when government is trying to share in the credit.
Okay.
The victory Martin Amidu won for Ghana.
Okay.
This was a government that sacked Martin Amidu because he served notice to go after
thank you.
So on what basis are they trying to
Thank you very much, Ilyasu. Thank you. Olu in Tamale. Today, my brothers in Tamale are taking over the line. I'm happy though. Olu. Hello? I think I have lost Olu.
Apparently, the first time.
Hello?
The first time the people were paid was under NPP.
Sorry?
My information is that they were paid 11.9 million as a claim against the state. When NDC came
Olu, please.
Yeah.
Yes. From Tamale, right?
Yeah.
Yes, please, kindly start again, please. I didn't get you from the start. Please, kindly start again. I didn't get you from the start, please.
I said this Waterville first made claim against NPP government, and they were paid 11.9 million. Then when NDC came, they quickly went in and got influential person from MDC.
Exactly.
And they also paid them plus their interest plus this, in amounting to that 47 million euro. So in cases of this nature, I think it will be in the interest of this country that we all come together and fight for the country instead of playing
politicizing
political game that does not make.
I agree
that
with
does
you.
not help this
I agree
country.
with you. I agree with you.
So I think this judgment that
okay, thank you.
It's a national issue that we should.
Thank you. And Edmond from La Paz. Edmond.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening to the panelists. I am a little bit disturbed about what is happening now in our country. It's like we don't have senior citizens. We don't have our pastors and then how do you call it? The priests in the society who used to play a great role in the society, bringing our youth in the right direction. It's like everything now is going out of hand totally. Now, how do we sit down and as if our conscience is dead, trying to defend something that is clear before everybody that somebody is cooking stories somewhere to rob the nation? And we have our lawyers going outside there to go and defend an outsider who is coming to rob the nation.
Indeed.
That is serious.
It's sad and upset. Hello, Odikro from Takrade. Hello, Edmond. Thank you, Edmond.
Yeah.
Odikro from Takrade.
Good evening.
Good evening, my brother. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. My greetings to you and Yao Adamako Befi.
We are grateful to you.
Yeah. Who in Ghana doesn't know that the Attorney General from 2010 to 2012 was not even attending the court settings under this judgment desk. They were dragging their feet. Now that judgment has been handed down, they now want to share.
They want to share the glory.
I mean, the NDC government. They want to share the glory.
Yeah.
It is only a child who has been born this year who doesn't know the history of this judgment desk. Yes. You see, I read a certain book, not a book, a literature, literature. How honest are you? How honest are you not in power today? How honest are you, Mr. Minister? How honest are you? You the policeman, the police officer. How honest are you not in power? How honest are you, the Attorney General?
Okay. Thank you very much, Odikro. Thank you very much. Alasan from Tamale.
Yeah, Alhassan Lord from Tamale.
Alhassan Lord, thank you very much for joining.
Okay, thank you very much, my brother. The best way one can describe this government is the most hopeless, visionless, directionless government we ever had in this country. My brother, we were all in this country when they used to say that one cannot get 3 square meals a day. My brother, today, before even you will get a single meal a day, or when you get a single meal a day, then you have to thank the Almighty God for getting it. We are in a administration who happen to be the most corrupt, and then let me even use the criminal government we ever had in this country. What is happening in this country? Are we safe living in our own country as if we are refugees? My brother, we are tired. Let's just have to pray to Almighty God to save this nation for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And Alasan from Tamale is my last caller. Let me come back to my panel. I think you were on the floor before. You were on the floor before.
Yes, I was on the
went
floor.
On the phone.
I was enumerating or citing some of the instances.
Please,
not in isolation.
Yes.
I see a Ketia's issue. Amma Benuado was even accused by her own party member from Aguna West that she took an amount of 200 million from the then district chief executive before the appointment was given to the person Alessandro and Carl Wilson's issue. All these things are part of it.
Carl Wilson is working a free man.
Yes. And the whole president, may he rest in peace, who, according to NDC, declined or rejected an offer, yet accepted a house as a token. People have forgotten this. All these things are there, and they are looking at it. Now this issue, while we are wallowing in poverty, he could just dash an amount of $48,000 watch to Obama's wife.
You know she was queried in the U.S.?
Yes, she was queried. Ayariga's Atlas issue, $44 million. Ayariga, Marco Yongo, his issue came up.
Yeah.
When he single-handedly gave a contract to someone, and when Marco Yongo was asked, he said, when you during the campaign,
I think we are running out of time.
During the campaign, John Mama was giving money by the very person that gave the contract. Yet all these people are there. But you see, the unfortunate aspect of it is that when corruption raises its monstrous head, it affects us so much. Temamoto Way, go there and see the road. Go to La General Hospital. The strikes, the energy problem, the school problem, school feeding is virtually collapsing. Mass spraying exercise is now a thing of the past. And we talk, and these people will come in the face of that. They will still preach, preach peace. You recall that when we came, as soon as we left and they came, the bungalows that our ministers had really settled there, these people said that they were spending 500 million cedis, old Ghana cedis, each on renovating each of the buildings. And they did it. The place they went to buy and the way they inflated it, John Mama was part of it. That is why I'm saying that you will live in a glass house. How can you throw stones?
Let me give
so many of
Eugene some 30 seconds for your last words.
Thank you. I think that what we are faced right now is serious quack politics steeped in mediocrity.
Wow.
Oh yes. What we have are quack politicians who are just engaged in propaganda and in the process stuffing their stomachs. No wonder we have greedy pastors and old evil dwarfs. And when we find out, they try to use double serial numbers. What is it? C1 and C3.
Mr. Oke, lest I forget, Joe Gidisu's vehicle, the one he bought and was really impounded.
I remember that.
Where is it now?
These
are the people. So next time when they tell you this,
my name
is
Salam Mustafa. I sat in for Nana Kofi upon Damwa, who miraculously has lost his voice. I'm sure that sometime soon he would join the Minority Caucus crew. This has been your most authoritative political talk show. We do not do propaganda. We bring you the bare facts as they are. Stay tuned and always be ready for our program as we give you nothing but the truth. Wassalam.